Hello. How is everybody doing today? Well, it is raining where I live. And I was reminded as soon as I woke up this morning, I pushed on a video from Tennille Talks. And she was talking about a family. It was just a metaphor, I'm sure. Talking about a family who decides to take in an exchange student. And they have 4 bedrooms and 5 people. And because one person has no say-so because they are not there, or in my case, the way I related to this story was had no say-so, that person gets moved to the basement, to the dark area, to have to climb the stairs, to take a shower, to get food, to get water, to go to work, it's like always has to climb more and more obstacles for the family to get the prestige of bringing in the exchange student. And I took this metaphor very seriously. In fact, she had me crying today. Because it seems now this is not me feeling sorry for myself. This is looking at life as a metaphor. Some of us go through obstacles in our life and we find ourselves sitting and going, why? Why me, God? Why? And I find myself doing that. Even in my work currently right now. I'm empathetic. People does not have to say anything to me. I can feel their tension. I can feel their thoughts almost. It's scary. It's not what they say or what they do. I can just sense it, right? And I've asked my boss, just put me on day shift. At least I'm appreciated there. You know, I don't feel that tension on that shift because they are so busy during the day with so many things going on. They need people to be there and do their jobs properly. It's not about having time to gossip. You don't have time for that. And so I just asked to be taken off that shift. But unfortunately, I still 1 day a week, until he decides to change that schedule, have to work this one night shift. And so back to the video. I'm just saying, back to the video. I found myself in that position my whole life. Why me? From my adopted mother telling me that I was adopted at 11 years old, her timing sucked. Had I grown up knowing, it might not have been such a big deal. Right down to meeting my bio mom and still not feeling like I fit in. I felt like an alien my whole life, no matter where I go. But I've been reminded this week that sometimes you're meant to learn some lessons, and maybe you are put in people's paths for them to see some things too. Whether they choose to see them or not is irrelevant. And I guess I related to the exchange student thing because I guess I made that agreement before I came into this world, that I was going to be exchanged. I was going to be exchanged for prestige. Anyway, that's my story. And then throughout my life, I've always been like climbing this ladder, and I go 2 steps forward and 10 steps back. And like I said, I'm still working this one night a week where I am feeling very uncomfortable. Not because I don't allow it to affect me anymore, but I can still feel it. I've just chose to ignore it. Because God gives me a lot of strength in that sense. It's determination. It's my faith in Him that gets me through the day, regardless of how they make me feel or the vibes that they're putting off. And none of it's been right since I started. And I confronted this one person. Well, she confronted me and faced me off in front of everyone. And I let it go. And then maybe 45 minutes later, I came back in and confronted her in front of everybody. Since that time, she's not spoke to me. And that's fine. She can be that way. But see, I got their number. And they're fearing that I'm going to go to HR. She told me that outright that night. You know, there's got to come a point when management is viewing all this stuff of other managers and this shit going on. You would think that someone in that damn company would have some backbone and stand up for the little guy. For the person that shows up, even though, shows up regardless of the treatment, right? But neither here nor there. I'm stuck working this one night a week, until he decides to change the schedule. And, you know, apparently it's 2 or 3 weeks out, whatever. Yesterday afternoon when I pulled in, I parked next to a car. I always park there. But there was a car in my spot, so I parked next to it. And there was a dog in the car, and it barked at me. So I noticed it. When I went out at lunch, 4 hours later, that car's still sitting there. And I seen an elderly woman hunkered down in the front seat, and she was eating something while the dog's barking at me. And she's grabbing it, trying to get him to stop barking. But he's doing his job. It's fine. After a few minutes, he stopped barking. So I sit there during my lunch break. And it dawned on me that this woman is probably staying in her car. Because there's lots of people in a Facebook group that I follow. It's women in general. It's a women's group of people living in their cars. Some by choice, most by circumstance. And probably, I'm going to guess around 25 to 30% of that is because they had to leave a bad relationship. whether it's domestic violence, narcissistic abuse, cruelty, or just flat out got thrown out, no family, or if they do have family, they're not willing to help them, whatever the case may be. There's lots of reasons. But I noticed this woman, and so I felt compelled to help her. I don't have much, but I will try. And every day, you know, my job throws away a lot of food. Stuff that's, you know, that might be going out at midnight that they dispose of. So I gathered a few things and I took them out to her. And after I got off work, again, I felt compelled to speak with the woman. She had to have been 70. That's my best guess. And I said, she asked me for a cigarette, and I just gave her the rest of my cigarettes. I gave her some money for dog food, to feed the dog. She said she had food stamps, but I gave her some money for the dog. I said, get the dog some dog food. Anyway, I just asked her how she ended up in that situation. And she said, well, I didn't have a vehicle, but I had to leave my situation. The person was on drugs. And I just couldn't be around it any longer. I get paid in 3 days. My daughter brought me this car. She just got a new one. So she brought me this car so I'd at least have some shelter. Boy, could I relate to that. I could relate to the fact that, you know, she was trying to help. That's great. But not a place to stay. But at least a car to stay in. It's better than nothing. She couldn't go to the shelter because she had a dog. And, yeah. That's what I do with land, see? A safe place for women to be, even if they have animals. Because some of those women need those animals. Whether it's for protection, such as a dog, or for comfort, such as a cat. They're emotional support animals. No matter what. If you're all alone in this world, sometimes an animal will keep you alive. Keep you from wanting to kill yourself, you know what I mean? Give you a purpose to wake up in the morning. And now today it's a rainy day. And I've been sitting here thinking, after hearing that video this morning about the exchange student, and I was in tears over that. But meeting that woman yesterday was a reminder that I gotta keep striving. I gotta keep striving to get that piece of property. Even if it doesn't have shelter immediately. I do have a purpose, and I can relate to that woman, and I'm thinking about her right now. I want to go take her out and eat. And I just might. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but, you know, God shows me things so that I don't get into a poor me kind of funk, you know. reminded me to be grateful for the little things that I do have. And after meeting her last night, I did, like, I make these little paper journals at work out of the copy paper. And I'll write, you know, when I have a free moment. And I did just that. I told Spirit I was grateful. Grateful for my small little space. And currently it's not good for my health. And I got a tarp on the roof. But so far so good. The water's not coming through. And my van's not quite ready, and I'm still waiting on my heater. There's a lesson in everything. I gave myself a talking to yesterday. And even though I want to go take that woman out to eat, yesterday I was yelling at myself for spending money on food. Going out to eat and stuff. It's chiseling away at my little nest egg that I've got saved. But everything happens for a reason. So, even though my 9 to 5 really drives me crazy sometimes, I'm grateful for it. And I don't know why coworkers feel the need to alienate me. But Spirit knows I'm strong. And I do have a purpose in this world. Even if it's to help one little older woman that happened to be in the parking lot that nobody else noticed. Maybe it's giving a few pennies to a trucker who didn't want to break a $20 bill. Or maybe it just means setting that fruit that they throw away in a box outside of the dumpster so that someone could grab it. Those are the things I do. And if it gets me fired, so be it. God knows. In my heart, I mean well. So, I guess this video today is a reminder to myself and to everyone. Be grateful for the little things. Be grateful that you woke up today. And if you just look around and pay attention, you can find a reason to be grateful. Because you'll probably see something a whole lot worse. I do enjoy hearing the rain. Makes you want to sleep a little bit, don't it? So after Tennille Talks made me cry, Miss Carrie across the ocean made me smile. I'm thankful for my YouTube friends. Whether it's to make me think, to make me smile, or to make me feel like I just ain't alone. I appreciate y'all. So, I didn't get on here to brag about helping somebody. That wasn't it. I just wanted to share that even if it's just a small token, a small thing that you might have, that one little thing might make that person stay. So if you see a homeless person out there, don't think bad about them. If they ask you for a cigarette, give them one. Because it will come back around to you. In one way, shape, or form. I rescued a cat. And it turned into 5 cats. And it has been a headache. She's now weaning them. And they are escaping. And they're running around. When I came home yesterday and opened the door, I had 2 baby kittens sitting at the doorway, frozen solid because the dogs were barking. I guess when I give them away, they'll be ready to go to homes with dogs, won't they? So, here's to the spirit of giving. Even if it's just to a stray animal who needed some help. It may mean I gotta go to Walmart and sit in the parking lot to find them homes. Because the local Facebook page won't let me advertise on there. For rehoming. They don't allow it. So I guess Walmart parking lot it is. Guess that's where I'll be when the mama kitty's at the vet getting neutered. Spayed, excuse me. I'll be in the parking lot trying to get her baby some homes. And she will live outside. My friend's gonna take her. There was a black kitty named Wicca that was my cat. And when I left this place 7 years ago, I left the cat. And my friend took care of it. And she recently died. And so I guess that's why I picked up this cat. Because she wanted her. Everything happens for a reason. Remember that too. Hope everyone has a great day today. And may God bless you and yours. And it's just a friendly reminder. If you only have a little bit to give, then do that. And if all you have is some hope to give, then do that. And if it's a prayer, do that. It all stacks up to something good eventually. God will bless you for it. That's all I got for today. Hope everybody has a great Tuesday. And I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day off. And try not to let the rain get me down. Peace out. Take care.